In this session, we will be talking about how you can make your Amazon product brand or your products line brand, Amazon brand, stand out among the big amount of brands on Amazon Marketplace. And also we will talk about Chinese sellers, how their mindset, how do they make their products stand out in Amazon Marketplace. And for this, I will have two great speakers, experts in the industry. It will be Yalchin from Seller Sprite and Emma from her Emma Marketing agency. We will hear about them very, very soon. And before I continue, I wanted to say thanks to 5 companies which are sponsoring this session. It's a Hero Fulfillment, which are specializing in stress-free fulfillment and warehousing in Europe. True Ops, they help with affordable and comprehensive Amazon reimbursement services. AMZ One Step is an Amazon creatives agency that helps brands to grow by creating product photos, videos, and content. VAA Philippines, they provide expert virtual assistant services for e-commerce sellers. And last but not least, AdSpert is an AI-powered Amazon ads optimization tool. So we say big thanks to these companies because this session is part of the Seller Fest online virtual event where we invited more than 20 Amazon experts to share their strategies. And today we have 2 of them, and it's Emma and Yalchin. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you. Both of you, not the first time. And we will talk about branding and about Chinese sellers. And let's start with a very short introductions. Maybe Emma, you can start. Just let us know what you do and how you help Amazon sellers.
Absolutely. My name is Emma Schermer-TAMIR. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Marketing by Emma. And since 2016, we have worked with over 2,000 brands, helping them really identify what makes them unique and special, and then communicating that in a way that's going to convert their dream customers into long-time repeat fans.
All right, and Yalchin, Seller Sprite.
Hello, guys. I'm Yalchin, Amazon seller since 2018. Right now, we have several accounts and the brand, and also presenter of Seller Sprite. Seller Sprite has been on market since 2016, and they're probably the biggest Amazon private label software all over the world. I just say always one thing: every successful Chinese sellers use Seller Sprite, so it's undeniable fact. And today we are gonna talk some of them.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. And I think Yalchin will start with his presentation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. First of all, thank you, Augustus, for the invitation. I am a big fan of your channel. I always recommend my friends to watch the Orange Klik channel. Really perfect content. What I'm going to talk about the Chinese sellers as well as e-commerce, Temu, TikTok, very briefly. At the end, if you have any question, please go ahead and ask question. Let's begin for our presentation. This is how Chinese sellers or some TikTok seller are doing. Maybe it's high volume. Just leave it. At the end, I will show one more this kind of the presentation and what they are doing in terms of Amazon, TikTok, Temu, and more. You know, guys, nowadays Amazon is going a little bit backside, and very professional Amazon seller or factories or high-level sellers are very good on the Amazon. And I'm gonna talk some tactics about Amazon, also TikTok and the Temu. So this is the we can suppose as a case study. This is kind of a competitor we launched a long time ago. This kind of the product, similar product like this one, but this guy you can see from here, guys. I'm not sure how you can see it. This guy launched this product 53 days ago, only 53 days ago. Even it's not 2 months. Now in our category, this product is a bestseller, and its revenue is over 1 million in just last year. And the review rate is 4.5 and 172 reviews only. How they do it? It's kind of crazy because this category is pretty competitive and a long time existed on the market. No new category. How they can come and they dominate this category with high price product? Meanwhile, from here, you can understand this guy has over 2,600 products right now on Amazon warehouse. So it means there is a really very good volume. So when we analyze this guy, we see what we need to catch these crazy sales, right? These high volume sales. We need sales velocity, impression, clicks, or conversion ratio. If we have better sales velocity or impression or all of them conversion altogether, then we are gonna go forward, and ultimately as a snowball effect, we are gonna have much more better ranking than average market. So we analyze this guy, how this guy came here. Then we see as a sales velocity, this guy has over 200 sales. Sometimes even it's suppressed 400 sales per day. So next, we analyze the conversion ratio. We know this is the very important facts to rank better on the Amazon. From brand grow opportunity, on the grow opportunity, we see this guy last month get over 55,000 clicks. So from here also we see this guy also got over 6,400 the sales, right? Unit sales. So basically it's a math, right? 6,400 divided 55,382 clicks. We got average 11 conversion ratio. This product price is pretty high. You see it's 169. To conversion ratio in this market, average conversion ratio is around 3% or 2%. You know, majority of the high price product conversion ratio is pretty low. Even it's Dyson or very big brands, conversion ratio for this part of this price is under most of the time 5%. So this guy catched sales velocity, also conversion ratio. Also, we can see this guy running heavily the PPC. They have 244 PPC keywords. So this guy met all those questions, all those requirements. So how they do it? Because it's very difficult in the first or second month to catch and to be the bestseller on Amazon. So guys, still Chinese sellers doing rebate. This seller, probably we found this seller also doing rebate. Facebook advertising giveaway, high discount price. They are doing like 50% off or 60% off. This is the Chinese product launch method. They are starting with like 50 or 60%. Despite Western seller normally start from 30% low price, but Chinese sellers mainly start high price with high discount. Like even sometimes I see 70% discount, especially on the launch phase. Also, they, as I said, high discount price, crazy PPC budget. Probably they spent, as far as I remember, they spent more than $10,000 per day. So what we need, as much as you pay, you are gonna play with that. And that my friend Carlos has a word always say, pay to play. As much as you pay, you can play accordingly. So why Chinese seller can do it? Firstly, let's begin with they find a product cheaper price, because in China, even we found a product 20-30% lower price in terms of the actual price. There is no different quality or whatever. It's better price, better logistics. Guys, you wouldn't believe me. I'm gonna show you some the screenshot. You can contact me later if you need. There's a company sent product from China to Amazon or whatever the destination in USA, cheaper price than inside of USA you can ship to customer. For example, if you are sending from California to New Jersey or Florida, we can send a cheaper price from China. And it's not long time, maybe probably 1 or maybe 1.5 months. Third advantage of Chinese seller, low operational cost. So I have friends managing 3 Amazon accounts, and each account has more than 15 products. So they are kind of managing like 45 products. Only one guy PPC also listing, designing, image designing, etc. They are managing all by themselves, no tax. And this is the disadvantage of USA seller: expensive, high logistic costs, mainly many VAs or tax, monthly software, etc. So this is the shipping cost, guys. You wouldn't believe how Chinese seller get this price to send to a product. They sent the product $0.93 to Amazon warehouse. Even it's like the Pennsylvania in East Coast. So this is another fact. Chinese sellers. This is the Shenzhen where I have been living last 6 years. Over 102,000 sellers only from Shenzhen. Probably Shenzhen is bigger than following 8 or 9. The cities have Amazon seller. So even there are some places, Bantian in Shenzhen, you can find probably 5,000 Amazon sellers just located in one district. Let's talk about the Temu. Chinese sellers mainly prefer cheaper price because they have a room to get a cheaper price. On the Temu is also very suitable low price product. In comparison, just I added one product, like on the Amazon it's $18, but in Temu it's $10. Likewise, you can find maybe hundreds of the products on the Temu offering half price of the Amazon. Meanwhile, this guy sold over 100K. This is the Temu's data. It's pretty clear, not software. It's over 100K. They sold only this product with this price. So this is another product, a drone. A drone, guys, even I want to buy drone in China, it's probably higher than $16. But in USA, you can buy drone just only for $16 on the Temu. And this guy, meanwhile, also sold over 46,000. Why? It's the Chinese seller, and meanwhile, their average rating is pretty good, 4.4. If you cannot say, oh, this product is very low quality, because average is pretty good. So let's go to social commerce and the TikTok next. Social commerce is pretty popular in China. When you go to, for example, we are doing shopping on Tianmao, Taobao, Jingdong, Pinduoduo, etc. inside China, it's very popular. When you go inside, you are gonna see hundreds of the people. Everywhere is live. Probably maybe 5 hours even. There is a brand doing 24 hours live on these platforms because it's bringing new additional sales and it's free, right? Meanwhile, if you have any question about the product, for example, I'm selling this product, you can ask the live guys, can you show me this part, that part, this part, and can you wear this product? Can you show another part? It's very good to persuade the customer to purchase product right there. So they are doing live, but difference is that, guys, they are doing live with you see hundreds of the phones. Meanwhile, there are many videos like that putting in front of and doing live in different platforms like TikTok or sorry, how I can run this? Sorry, maybe it's very high voice. I wouldn't bring that high voice.
It's okay. Yeah, the sound was okay.
Sound is okay?
Yeah, sound is okay. I just didn't understand why they have like 100 mobile phones. Are they live streaming to 100 accounts?
Yeah, Augustus, probably previous Amazon, they open hundreds of the accounts. Now same things going on TikTok and the social media. They are opening TikTok account inside of China and they're doing live. Even outside of China, they are doing same. Hundreds of the accounts and they're doing live everywhere. So same time going to live. It's the good content. They are creating content and they are making sales.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. And this is another video, as I said, they are doing live from farm, they are doing live from garden, doing flower shop, doing from home. barbershop everywhere. Just barbershop put phone there, and they're doing live on Douyin, and catching traffic from there. It's kind of different in China. We have a shopping app, Taobao. Even I saw some guys opening live in barber shop, so you can say, okay, I want to come to your barber shop to cut my hair. What's the price? What you recommend when I come? It's kind of interactive, and it's the most important thing. It's free, gaining followers, creating brand awareness, and also making sales. Nowadays in China, it's very, very popular. I believe in the coming months or years, it will be popular in the Western side as well. So overall, if I just summarize why Chinese sellers are kind of ahead for some metrics, better price, and they're faster. They are very fast. Even there is a saying, if someone discovered in California, 1 day later, before 7 p.m. evening, same things should be discovered here in Shenzhen. So you can get slightly different product, but it's very, very close to the original one in very quickly. Even 1 day they create the same. And probably you saw guys, once the Donald Trump being shot from the air, and the next day they get the same attraction or coffee mug, or Donald Trump has image on the coffee mug. So it's very fast, cheaper, and hardworking. So as I said, I live in Shenzhen, China, and it's this time after this event, I have also another event. So that's a main reason why Chinese sellers winning. Augustus?
Yes. Finished with presentation? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we learned is that the speed and the price is the main factors which makes Amazon Chinese Amazon sellers to win. Yavuz is asking, what is the software you use to analyze Amazon in your screenshots?
Sorry guys, I don't know which one. I use Brand Analytics, I use Seller Sprite, and I use several Chrome extension for getting same product, Amazon product from Temu. I could share the link on the description which Chrome extension I used.
And yeah, Rita is the discount for Seller Sprite. You should check the video description. I think it's there. And now we learned how Chinese are winning because of the price and the speed, but all others who are not in China don't have these kind of possibilities and live with a high-cost countries. I think we have to build a proper brand to win.
Can I ask Yalchin a question first before we? So Yalchin, I'm curious, is the strategy that they're okay taking a loss in the short term with the hopes of, like, is that their goal, that they don't really care about profitability until they're established, and then at that point they might start to, or they just are used to operating on very, very slim profit margins?
Yeah, it's not only on Amazon. I think it's kind of many places doing like that. The Chinese prefer 3, 4, 5, 6 months unprofitable, but they remove all the competitors from the market. Then they start rising price and they dominate. It's kind of strategy.
Yeah.
We are facing too.
Yeah.
All right. So Yalchin, see you soon. And
thank you.
Emma, I see your presentation, so let's do it.
Go full screen. So that's obviously learning about what these sellers are doing and recognizing that they are okay losing money for many months in order to be able to just clear out all of the competition is obviously a stressful and scary thing. And so if you're just trying to play the game of, well, they're doing that, so I'll do that too, we've seen from Yalchin's presentation that isn't necessarily going to let you eventually get to the top, because they're able to operate on much lower costs and much slimmer profit margins. And so trying to play that game is unlikely to help you be successful and be able to build a sustainable business. So we need a different approach if we're not operating with that model. And one of the key tools that businesses have at their disposal in order to be able to compete against these very large sellers is really building an unbeatable brand. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So when you look at this glass, I promise this isn't is this glass half empty or half full situation. And we look at this glass of water, which is one of the most available commodities in the world. There's nothing inherently unique or special about this water. And so if you see this glass of water, would you see a business opportunity? Now, just for a little bit of background, as I mentioned earlier, my name is Emma Schermer-Tamir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Marketing by Emma. That gentleman to the left of me is my husband and business partner, Erez, and we have been in this space for a long time. We've seen it evolve tremendously, and brand just continues to be more and more one of those really integral parts to what businesses need to be successful on not only Amazon, but really across all of the channels that you're hopefully exploring and selling on as you grow your business. So today we're going to be covering the 3 C's for building an unbeatable brand. The first C is you need to survey your competitive landscape, and we'll be going in depth with all of this, but this is just a quick overview of where we're going to be heading. The second C is that we need to develop out a customer avatar, or having a very clear customer profile. And the third piece is to create a company identity deep dive. In other words, being very clear about who you are as a brand. And when you have a lot of depth and understanding in all 3 of these pieces, then you're able to combine all of those together to create a unique brand that's going to be able to really strongly compete against these very aggressive brands that are just trying to drain the competition away. So as I mentioned, the first step is to survey the competitive landscape. In other words, the main question that we are wanting to answer is what sets you apart from the competition? So what do you do when you're just like everyone else? If you recall that glass of water, and I'm asking you, do you see a business opportunity? Let's say that you're selling water, and these are all of the water bottle companies that you're competing against. And you can see that all of these companies here, they're using these very natural types of colors and names and references. So Evian, natural spring water, Life Water, Aquafina, Fiji. So it all blends into itself. There isn't anything super distinctive here. Really, the only strong difference that catches your eye is that Perrier, but it's only because of the color green. More or less, all of these products they are all selling the same thing, and they're taking the same approach to selling the same thing. And they're selling it to the same people. There really isn't anything distinct with each of these. And then we'll have a company like Liquid Death, and they are not the first to put their water in a can. However, they are selling it in a tall can that looks like a can of beer. And you can see, rather than going in the direction of we are natural and sustaining life, they have death in the name, and they are going for this hard rocker aesthetic and identity and attitude that is very different than all of these water bottles that we're looking at here. So if you are standing in a convenience store or a shopping center, or you're at a venue and you are looking at all of these waters, and then you see this just purely based on aesthetics, without even knowing what the brand is, stands out. In fact, oftentimes people confuse this can of water with beer or alcohol, because it looks so much more like that than what people would expect a can of water to look like. And you see even their hashtags, murder your thirst, death to plastic. So they are taking the exact counter opposite to the approach and the persona and the identity that these other brands are cultivating. And so this is a very extreme example to demonstrate these different principles and really help be able to show what you need to be considering, even if you don't necessarily go this extreme. So I'm not saying that you need to do something this drastic necessarily, but in looking at such a strong example, my hope is that you're able to see how they are putting these principles into action. So we need to think outside of the bottle. When you are doing this competitive survey, you want to read your customers' reviews. You want to go onto different social media, TikTok and Instagram and Reddit and Quora and Twitter, and see what people are talking about, see their preferred brands and why they love one brand over another. And you want to be looking for gaps. So are there benefits that are not being really called out by these brands? Or perhaps are there groups of people that are not really being recognized and communicated directly to? Is there some sort of positioning that you could do that even if you're selling the exact same product like water, if you chose to position it in a different way, it would make it stand out and be different than the other options out there? And this is also an area where you can use AI to help identify some of those gaps and figure out where there might be some opportunities. So whether you're using an AI extension that's actually reviewing the reviews, or you are putting in the content, and depending on what tool you're using, either downloading that content, or if you're using something like Perplexity, then you can actually just have it be reading pages for you and being able to identify some patterns, gaps, who are people that are not being recognized or spoken to, et cetera, et cetera. This is really, really important. And I should also mention here that even though I'm talking about these 3 C's as 1, 2, and 3, you don't want to treat them as something that you just do once, you go down the list, you're done, and you set it to the side. This should really be something that you are constantly doing, because each one will inform the next piece, but also these are elements that are going to evolve and change over time. So how your competitive landscape looked 3 or 4 years ago is likely miles apart from where your competitive landscape is today, especially if you have some of these really big aggressive sellers that are coming in and are trying to push you out of the market. Then you're going to need to really figure out where to lean into and build out so that you can maintain your place in that category. So step 2 is developing out your customer avatar or avatars. If you're not familiar with this term, customer avatar, it is essentially a really thorough, detailed profile of who your target customers are. So when somebody reads a customer avatar, they should be able to instantly picture a human being and understand exactly who they are and what they care about and what their interests are and all of those details. So I'm not saying that this is not just it's a man who lives in a large city between the ages of 18 and 55. This person should have a name. This person should have an age. I should know what their salary is, what Instagram pages they follow, television shows they watch, who they voted for president, all of those details. And this becomes a great way to be able to not just speak generally to a broad audience, but speak specifically to a person and a group of people that person represents, who can really become fans of your brand. So who is your target customer? That is the question that we're answering in this C. So if you look at Liquid Death, these are just some of the tags of Liquid Death. So these are user-generated content on their Instagram page when you go to their tag section. And you can see here that we are getting a sense of who these people are. So there's somebody that looks like in that bottom center, almost like maybe they're in the backstage of a concert venue getting ready to go on stage. We have that person to the bottom right who's wearing the horror mask. The woman in the upper left-hand corner is in a cemetery. So we're seeing that the people that really love and identify with Liquid Death are people that are interested in being unique and different and maybe a little bit provocative and pushing against the norm. I mean, that woman even has it looks like a belt made of bullets. So they're not just clear about what makes them different than their competitors. They really understand who they're talking to and who's going to love and be excited by their marketing, and that is going to want to proudly pay way more money to buy a can of water, because Liquid Death is not cheap. Liquid Death costs considerably more money than any of those water bottles that we looked at on that previous page. So through a really strong brand that they've built, they are also able to charge more money, which then puts them in a position where they are not just having to compete on price, and they are not as vulnerable to these large and aggressive sellers who are trying to drain out the competition. So you need to obsess over your customers. Who are they? What do they care about? What gets them excited? What keeps them up at night? What are the aspects of your product that are really valuable to them, that are going to make them eagerly want to buy your product? And continuing to ask why. Why does this matter? And then it's not just about answering these questions, but then it's also about taking that to the next level and communicating all of this, not just through the text, but also through the images. So if you are speaking to a very specific group of people, you want to make sure that those people are represented in your product images as well. So when they are looking at your product pages and your website and your social media, they feel like they're seeing themselves and they're seeing a brand who understands them. And that brings us to the third C, step 3, build your brand identity. So this is essentially doing that same exercise that you did with your customer avatar. We now want to do that with your brand. So if your brand were a person, how would you describe them? And I'm not just saying funny, quirky, and fact-based. I'm saying build out a profile just like you did with your customer avatar and personify this brand. So if your brand were a living, breathing human, what kind of clothes would they wear? What would they eat for breakfast? What TV show are they watching in the evening time? Where did they go to college? All of these details are so valuable, not only because they help to then bring a voice that you can communicate as you are creating all of your different pieces of content, but this is also going to be such a great tool that you can hand to anybody on your team that is going to be involved in any aspect of outwardly expressing that brand identity. So we're not just talking about a photographer or a designer or a copywriter. We're also talking about how your customer service is going to be communicating with customers. And so if everybody is able to really truly understand and internalize who your brand is, then they are able to embody that and represent that and really engage in that way with the outside world, so that there is a very strong sense of who your brand is, and every single touch point is just reinforcing and strengthening that. And so we see here, these are a variety of different screenshots that I've taken from Liquid Death's website. And rather than having a fan club, they have what they call the Liquid Death Country Club. Sell your soul to join, contract binding for all eternity. So they just every little detail that they have on their website is so thoughtful and dialed in to who they are as a brand. You see that rather than saying sign up for our newsletter, they say want free horoscopes. So it's very playful. It's very it's really this hard rock kind of attitude, but it's also not taking itself too seriously. And that is why they have grown to be such a successful, highly valued business by selling something as ubiquitous as water. So this is where you also need to take things up a notch. So it's not just about knowing who your brand and identity is, but you really then have to lean into presenting that. So we see here on the right-hand side this gory graphic of a liquid death humanoid. I don't even know what you would call that. And they've chopped off some heads. So this is going to, as much as some people are going to love this, some other people are going to hate this. And that is actually what really good branding does, is it speaks and builds a strong bond with the people that are really going to resonate with it. But it is also going to then exclude some other people that are not going to feel like it's the product for them. And this is why this is the hardest piece of all of these 3 C's, is because this requires you to be brave enough and bold enough to also be clear about who your customers are not. So it's, of course, all of our kind of innate tendency to want to say, oh, well, everybody is my customer or could be my customer. And by doing that, what you are essentially doing is diluting your message and making it less impactful and giving people less of a reason to invest more money in shopping with you. And then they are going to be more likely to actually go with those aggressive competitors. So as much as it almost feels counterintuitive, this is where you really need to sink your teeth in and draw some lines in the sand and lean into what makes you different, knowing who your customers aren't, and then making sure that you're also telling a consistent and cohesive story throughout everything. So you're not showing up one way on Instagram and another way on TikTok and another way on your website and a fourth way on Amazon. But no matter where a customer is engaging and interacting with your brand, that is all building on the same story. And so when you combine those 3 C's together, your competitive survey, your customer avatar, and your company identity, then you need to really lean into communication, connection, and conversion. So it's by combining all of those together that we are able to begin to drive that momentum, build up that acceleration of, we still need to be able to rank highly on Amazon or whatever platform you're selling on. And one of the key ways of doing that is to be able to convert more customers. And so those 3 C's are fueling these other C's, that it's the continuation of what you are laying the groundwork with the research. Now this is putting that into action and continuing to refine it, because what you created a year ago, now maybe people are thinking about different things, or you have more insights into what your customers really love. And so you need to be using that to continuously refine and improve so that you can maintain that competitive edge that you need to continue to grow your business. So infuse your 3 C's into everything. We're talking about premium A+ content, brand story, product images. As I mentioned, you really, if you know who your customer avatar is, you need to have people that are embodying that customer avatar in your product images. On your storefront, your website, your social media, all of these pieces need to be working together and need to be informed by the information that you are consistently gathering by diving into these 3 C's. And with that, I would like to wish you a very successful Q4 and 2025. And I'd also be very happy to offer you a free listing analysis. So if you would like us to take a look at your listing and give you some feedback about what you can do to really carve out that competitive edge, you can scan the QR code or go to marketingbyemma.com/free analysis. And here are all my contact details. I would be happy to help you in any way that we can or answer any questions. We also have a YouTube channel, Marketing by Emma, if you would like to go deeper into any of these topics that we talked about today. There's a lot to it, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you, Emma. It was great. A lot of in-depth information how you can really think of your brand from the scratch, and I think it's very useful for if you are starting to build. Maybe when you already have a brand, it's a bit difficult to change something, so you don't want to change. But yeah,
I would say it's harder, but it's still worth considering. We see examples of brands that have done that. One that comes to mind is actually sitting right here, Stanley, which for years were this outdoorsman brand that was very masculine, no nonsense. And a few years ago, the mom talk influencers became obsessed with these, I don't know what you would call them, insulated tumblers. And the brand chose to embrace this new type of customer and really shifted how they portray themselves as a brand and adapted to this new opening of business. So it's difficult, but they are a brand that have been around for many decades and we're able to do that. So just because you already are a brand, don't feel like you have to be stuck in how you portrayed yourself. Now, it needs to be thoughtful and intentional to make sure that it makes sense and you're not just jumping around from one thing to the next, but it's not necessarily off the table either.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Let's bring Yalchin back to the stage. Hello, Yalchin. I hope you didn't fall asleep. It's almost 1 a.m. for you.
Hello. No, I'm here after actually this live. I have another live too.
Maybe you need to drink a lot of liquid depths.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move with few questions, I wanted to mention that this session is part of Seller Fest Online virtual event where we are working with more than 20 Amazon industry experts, and all of them sent to us also additional video, which we packaged into VAP package, and you can access this package through the link which you will find below in the description. It's this link, and once you upgrade to VAP package, you will get access to the private area with all the links to all the videos. And for example, I think there is a Yalchin's video. You can load it and then you can watch them. So please check the link below in the description. And now let's move to the Q&A. So let me hide these. All right, so we have few questions, and let's see. Pinarello is asking, is it possible to compete against sellers that have thousands of reviews? My pictures and listing blow the others out of the water.
So maybe you can go first. I can add at the end, Emma.
Yes, you can absolutely compete against thousands of reviews. I can't remember what the exact number is because it changes over time, but the amount of reviews that you think you need in order to be able to start making more consistent sales and build up that velocity is actually far less than what you would think it is. And one of the areas that you're going to need to be thoughtful about if you are competing against a seller that has thousands and thousands of reviews is you have to give customers a reason why they should choose your option over this other option that has so many reviews. So if you are just trying to copy them and say we're the same but better, but you're not giving a convincing reason why, then it's going to be very difficult to justify to customers why they should choose you over the other options. However, if you're able to really communicate what makes you unique and different and better for the customer that you are trying to sell to, then you can absolutely still build a business with tens of reviews.
All right. Yalchin, you have something to add?
Yeah, firstly, we divided the market different part, like, is it review sensitive product or price sensitive, design sensitive, or differentiation sensitive? First of all, need to go forward with that. If the product is not review sensitive, for example, this is the cable. Like if you pass 100 reviews, you don't, it's no difference almost with 120 reviews and the 5,000 reviews. Why they get more sales? Because of not review, because of they have many keywords over the time, they rank for different keywords, and they are getting more sales because of those keywords. For the first to start from there, if the product is not review sensitive, for example, this product is kind of like $150, something like that, then yeah, review is playing important role. You need to have a better conversion, better sales velocity, better listing, image, video, as Emma said, to persuade the customer that they prefer you versus someone has more reviews. Because, again, come back to Chinese side, there are three main things to make a decision about the purchasing product: reviews, image, and the price. If you have better images, better price, and the less review in compared to your competitors, so you will win, no problem. But you should win for those two parts, like price and the images.
I would just like to actually counter that you don't necessarily need to go lower price. There is a lot that goes into pricing strategy, but sometimes pricing too low can actually have a negative impact on what you're trying to achieve and communicate, depending upon how people are going to perceive you. For example, if you're selling supplements and you're going lower in price, then people might question, well, why is this supplement so cheap? That's concerning if this is something that I'm putting into my body. And really, pricing is a strategy that we don't really have time to go in depth with. And I'm also not an expert on all the ins and outs of it, but I do know from a lot of experience that sometimes actually by setting your prices higher, you're able to also find that competitive edge simply by putting yourself into a different category than trying to go head to head with the products that are playing the pricing game.
All right, thank you. And Pinarello says, thank you so much for this content and restoring my hope in launching my products. All right, and a question for Emma. Can you give us some ideas on how to use AI to find customer avatars?
Yes. So I wouldn't say only use AI, but AI can definitely help for a few reasons. One is it can just give you something to begin to work with and refine. So if you have customer data, assuming that you're already selling, then you can actually feed that customer data to your to whatever your preferred AI tool is, and then ask the AI to create a customer avatar around that. If you don't have any data yet, then you could try to collect some data from competitors or even reviews from competitors and ask the AI to create a customer avatar around that. Or you could take what your guesses are. So if you know that you are targeting men in their 30s who live on the West Coast in larger cities and are have an income over $100,000 and X, Y, and Z, and so it's a starting point. Then you can also ask the AI to create a customer avatar with that information and help to fill that in and build that out and make it more detailed and robust. So there are a few different routes that you can take depending upon what data you have, and also not just relying on what already exists. Because, for example, if you're looking at your competitors, that may not be representative of the customers that you are trying to go after. So you don't want to necessarily get too locked in with that. That's where also maybe some additional research that you're doing is recognizing, oh, well, all of the competitors are serving this group of people. I see that there is an opportunity to serve this other group of people. And so then that's where you might be a little bit more creative with just giving the AI some basic starting points and building it out from there.
Augustus, is there any chance I can add a little bit?
Yes, sure.
My screen, is the screen okay? Just
you want me to show your screen?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yes.
So guys, it's not advertising. We have a tool, AI review analysis. For example, this guy has over 600 reviews. You can just analyze reviews in a few seconds. Just click this button here. Sorry, we are gonna open the review inside of the this listing. Firstly, you can see 40% reviews male, 60% female, and who they are: homeowners, pet owners, renters, where they use, when they use, what purpose they use. You can get the everything related to reviews, and usage scenario, where they're using: cleaning, lightweight, quick, excellent, easy, whatever. And the customer expectation, pros of the product, like lightweight, easy to, great something, I need to make it big, great suction. Or cons, what they have: battery, empty, stability, whatever the reason. We have a tool, you can just click here, come to product detail page and click one. What we are doing, basically taking out from all the reviews from the listing, what maybe you have 100,000 reviews, put ChatGPT and they create report for you for maybe under 1 minute. So you can analyze whatever the people said and give a comment about this particular product. I just wanted to quickly show. Thank you, Augustus. You can go back.
Great, thank you very much. I just wanted to ask because Seller Sprite is probably integrating with some AI tools, and this is what you showed. But you showed it is. I saw the Schulex Vox logo. So you are integrating Schulex application into you.
Yeah, actually, Schulex is kind of subsidiary company of Seller Sprite in the west side, and they get probably all the data from the Seller Sprite, and we get some AI data from Schulex.
All right, cool. Actually, what AI is used in China by regular people without Amazon tools?
And all the Western AI tools are banned here, and all of them has a Chinese version. All of them has Chinese version.
And you can communicate in English language with the Chinese AI?
Most of the time, not. It's not as accurate as we expected. So you have to contact in Chinese language to get maximize the probability of the outcome.
That's interesting. All right, we have a few more questions. Chevy says, I appreciate you sharing your expertise. How confident are you in ChatGPT to create product listings? I tried it, was really impressed. What's your opinion, Emma?
It's a good starting point if you don't have a budget or you have a lot of listings that you're needing to create. It's definitely better than nothing, or better than what somebody that really doesn't have great writing skills could create. The main challenge with Chat GPT that I've found, because we're constantly seeing what it's able to generate and how we can work with it, and we use it for brainstorming and for outlining and for a lot of parts of our process. But in terms of the actual content creation, it continues to be very generic, and it doesn't, if you're thinking about really wanting to build a brand that is going to be able to compete against these other highly competitive companies, then it's going to be hard to create the content that is going to really justify and embody that brand in the way that you need to. So it's an okay baseline, but just like with everything else that you can create with AI, it's not at 100%. I would say it's passable, but it's not going to get you the kind of results that you would get if you invested that extra time to really elevate it and be creative and thoughtful about how to position your product in a unique way that's going to really compellingly communicate with your target customers.
And Chevy says, yep, I agree with you because I don't think ChatGPT can capture keywords like human can with the right research tools. And also Mihindu says, Emma, I think we are finding a new breed of marketing. We will be in touch. So yeah,
Awesome.
Mihindu, just replay a little bit with the contact details of Emma. All right, thank you very much, Emma and Yalchin. It was really a pleasure to have you here. It's 9 a.m. for me, 5 p.m. and for Yalchin 1 a.m. It's a big time difference. Have a good night, good day, and see you next time. Oh, actually, we have to get back on your websites, and we forgot to say, like to advertise how you help Amazon sellers. So Emma, one more time, tell us what you do.
Yes, so we create premium A+ content, brand stories. We do Amazon listing optimization. We also do website copy, Walmart listings. So if you're really looking to take your brand to the next level and help it stand out and compete against all of these very aggressive sellers, then we would love to help you with that. As I mentioned in my presentation, we also offer a free listing analysis. So if you'd like some feedback about ways that you can take your listing to the next level, you can go to marketingbyemma.com/free analysis.
Yes, and you can navigate to free analysis on the website at the top, I think. All right, thank you. And now let me bring Yalchin. So you represent Seller Sprite.
Yeah, guys, we have all the traditional tools like product research, keyword research. Besides that, we have some exceptional tools like you can see your competitors' ads inside, how many campaigns they have, what kind of keywords they use. Is it broad match, exact match, phrase match? Also, we can indicate any keywords, conversion ratio, traffic, just what you need. Come to a reverse ASIN and then click it. We are gonna show you all the. I hope I bring the the place to show you.
You are sharing your screen. Okay.
Okay. So this is the product detail page, and I just click the reverse ASIN. We can indicate any keywords, traffic to particular this ASIN, any ASIN. For example, Dyson V8 generated the click 6% of total this traffic of this product, and it's 92% organic, 7% the ads, and as a vacuum cordless generated 77% traffic, ads, 22% organic. So we have some exceptional tools, as I said, AI review analysis, indicate any single keywords conversion ratio, and brand analytics data, and you can specifically calculate each single keyword generated how many sales for any ASIN. So very deep data, I would like to say. So just check out, and meanwhile use Orange 80 coupon code to get 80% off
for the Black Friday offer. All
Yeah,
right, thank you. Thank you very much, Yalchin. Thank you, Emma. It was nice to have you both again. And the links to both guys you will find below in the description. And see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And now I would like to invite you to watch other video which will give you additional tips on how you can build strong brand on Amazon. So check this out.